What's the highest level city you've ever gotten in Polytopia? Was it level 8? Level 10? Maybe even level 12? Okay, but that's gotta be the highest level, right? There's no way to get enough population. Well, what if I told you there is? Not only is a level 12 city achievable, but so is 13, 14, 15, 20, 30, 40, even 50. But what's the upper limit? What's the absolute highest level city you could achieve? Well, in this video, I'll answer that question, and I'll also provide the steps you can take to get your own max level city in Polytopia. First, allow me to take you down memory lane. If you've been a fan of my channel for a long time, you might remember a series of videos I created 5 years ago where we managed to achieve a level 47 city. All we needed to do was capture an Illyrian city that had a sanctuary in it. The sanctuary would attract animals we could then hunt. Infinite animals, infinite population, bada bing, bada boom. However, the actual methodology we used to automate the process was, clunky to put it lightly. Not only that, but we were thwarted by the technical limitations of Polytopia at the time, which led to some unexpected behavior from the game. But that was 5 years ago. Polytopia has changed a lot since then. The game is now playable on PC, it's built with Unity instead of Adobe Air, and hidden away in the most recent beta update, there's a way we can get infinite population in a much more streamlined fashion. Let me explain. In the beta update, when you create algae as Symanti, it now spawns with a fruit on the algae tile. Furthermore, Symanti units now have a way of destroying algae, so you can build more algae where the original algae tile was. See where I'm going with this? Now, not only has Polytopia changed a lot, but I've changed a lot. I have a PC now. Not only that, I know how to use Python. No, not that kind of Python. This kind of Python. I'm so funny. All we need is a way to automatically click spots on the screen, so that this method of building and destroying algae is automatic. Now I know what you're thinking. Gully, isn't this method of clicking random spots on the screen just as clunky as your original setup on mobile? To that I say, shut up, just let me have this. First, we need to actually figure out where we're supposed to be clicking. So I created a very simple program using PyAutoGUI that just prints out pixel coordinates of my cursor. Now all we need to do is mock move through our process here and write down some coordinates. Now we just need to click through those coordinates in a certain order using PyAutoGUI and loop through it. Is what I would say if I were a primitive fool. I'm about to show you guys the true power of Python. Ready?
If.
That's right, baby, we got logic. Now, instead of clicking the spot where the centipede icon would be if the city has upgraded, we can simply just check if the city has upgraded, and if it has, we can click the icon. If else, we just ignore it and continue. But Goalie, how are we going to know if the city is actually upgraded? It's easy. All we need is a counter that counts our population and a variable that stores the max population of the city. If our counter variable equals the max population variable, we reset the counter to 0 and increment the max population by 1. Wow, what an excellent solution. Let's throw that away and make things way more complicated by instead checking the hex color of a pixel where the centipede icon is. If the pixel is green, we know the city is upgraded and the icon is present. We just need to click it. Look, I never claimed to be a good programmer. Goalie, you need to follow coding best practices. Best practices? What are those? I think the best practice is to make the thing work, you know what I'm saying? Goalie, you need to adhere to the SDLC. SDLC? How about we SDLC if my nuts fit in your... Alright, so I got the automation all set up, and it seems to be running fine. Here's a quick time lapse of it just, you know, getting population and upgrading the city. And we're gonna let it run for a bit, and then we'll check in on it. Alright, so I let the program run for a while, and it's now turn 1011. And we managed to achieve a city that's level 44, which is pretty cool. But I want to go higher. Now, you remember earlier whenever I said that old Polytopia had some unexpected behavior whenever we did this? Well, some of that boiled down to us having too many stars. After a certain point, we got so many stars that the star count went negative. I don't know, something to do with data types or something. Anyways, I wanted to make sure that didn't happen this time, so I was just going to set up a nice way of destroying stars. Now, of course, my first idea was just building and destroying temples, but then I remembered that Symanti has to recycle buildings instead of destroying them, which unfortunately that gives back their full value in stars. So that wasn't going to work. So I just wrote another quick program that just grows forests, then chops them down. So each time we do that, we get a net loss of 4 stars. So that's going to keep our star count low. Alright, another update for you guys. It's now turn 1830, and we got a level 55 city. Again, pretty awesome, but I want to go higher. Also, at some point, the program started taking parks instead of centipedes, and it managed to train a Boomchi as well. I'm not really sure how that happened. Frankly, I don't want to figure it out. But yeah, we're just gonna keep going and see how high we can get here. Polytopia has completely crashed. That's not a great sign. Reopening the game, it looks like we can still resume the game, but upon doing so, you can see the game for a split second and then it immediately crashes again. But through video editing, we can gain some information here. The first thing I notice immediately is that the city is completely gone. Interestingly enough, this also happened in the Adobe Air version of the game whenever we got a level 47 city. We can also see that it's turned 2,865 and we have 88,000 stars, so it's been cooking for a while. Now before the game crashed, I did actually happen to write down the level of our city. When our city went from level 71 to 72, that's when the game crashed. If you guys have any idea as to why that is, let me know down in the comment section down below. But yes, it seems for the time being, the max level city you can get in Polytopia is level 71. Now that is one high level city.